Avoidant attachment is not a personality type. It is not who you are. It did not arrive with you. It was built slowly, precisely, by an environment that taught your nervous system that needing people was unsafe, that closeness was costly, that the safest thing you could do was learn to want less. What we know from 30 years of longitudinal research is that this learning can be undone. Not easily, not quickly, but the research is unambiguous. Adults with avoidant attachment histories have become securely attached. It happens. It has been documented. And understanding how it happens is the most hopeful thing we can share at the end of this series. In this final video of the Avoidant Attachment series, we are going to look at what healing avoidant attachment actually involves, why it requires more than insight alone, what the research shows about the relational conditions that make it possible, and what it looks like when the nervous system that learned to close begins, slowly, to open. Before we go further, if you have been following this series, we are glad you are still here. If this is your first video, we have been building toward this across 6 weeks of attachment research. Hit subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. And if you want to understand exactly where you fall on the attachment spectrum right now, we have built a free attachment style quiz at magneticchemistry.com. The link is in the description. 3 minutes, personalized results. Now, let us finish this. If you have avoidant attachment, you have probably already done a version of the insight work. You understand the pattern. You can see the deactivating strategies as they happen. You know intellectually that the pull to withdraw when someone gets close is a nervous system response, not a verdict about the relationship. You have read about this. You may have thought about it deeply. And you have probably also noticed that knowing all of that does not automatically make closeness feel safe. Understanding the mechanism and experiencing a different outcome are not the same thing. The knowledge lands in the mind. The healing has to happen somewhere older, in the body, in the nervous system, in the part of you that is still responding to a blueprint written decades ago. What the research makes clear is that insight is necessary, but not sufficient. It is the first movement. What comes after is where the actual work lives. In the 1980s and 1990s, Mary Main and Ruth Goldwyn developed what became the Adult Attachment Interview, a research tool that did not just measure attachment style, but tracked change in attachment patterns over time. Their longitudinal findings documented something that had been theorized but not yet confirmed. Adults who began with insecure attachment, including avoidant attachment, had moved to what researchers call earned secure attachment. Earned secure is not the same as continuous secure, the security that develops in people who simply had consistently responsive caregivers from the beginning. Earned secure describes people who started in an insecure pattern and, through a process the research has since mapped carefully, arrived at a different relationship with closeness. One that felt, in the body, not just the mind, survivable. What makes the difference? The research is consistent on this point. It is not willpower. It is not positive thinking. It is not a decision to be more open. It is exposure, graduated, supported, to proximity that does not end in the way the nervous system predicts. Stay with us, because what that means in practice and what the research says the avoidant person needs from both themselves and the people around them is where this gets genuinely specific. Quick question before we go deeper. As we finish this series, which part of the avoidant pattern do you most recognize in yourself or someone you love? The withdrawal when things get close? The fault finding? Or the feeling that independence is just who you are? Drop your answer in the comments. A for withdrawal, B for fault finding, C for the independence story. We read every single one. And if you want to go even deeper, We have written about the healing pathway on the blog at magneticchemistry.com. Link in the description. Now, the mechanism of change. The core of what changes in healing avoidant attachment is the nervous system's prediction. The avoidant nervous system predicts that closeness will cost something, that proximity will be followed by demand, engulfment, or loss of self. So it activates the deactivating response as a preemptive move. It fires the defense before the threat arrives because the nervous system learned early that waiting was more costly than retreating. What healing requires is enough experiences of proximity that do not confirm the prediction. Not 1, not 5, but accumulated, repeated exposures to being close to someone and surviving it. Being seen and not punished for it. Being vulnerable and not abandoned for it. Being in a relationship and still being yourself. Meet Daniel. He is 38. For most of his adult life, relationships have followed the same arc. He pursues until the person is invested. He withdraws when they become close. He finds reasons, real feeling reasons, to leave. He has told himself at various points that he simply has not met the right person, that he likes his independence, that commitment is not for everyone. By the time he starts working with a therapist who understands attachment, he has left 4 relationships that, by his own admission, were probably good. What his therapist helps him see, slowly, over months, is not something new. It is the same mechanism we have been tracking throughout this series, but understanding it in the context of his specific history, the emotionally unavailable father, the early lesson that needing comfort produced criticism, begins to shift something. Not the behavior yet, the narrative first. The story he has been telling himself about who he is. The narrative shift is essential, but it is still not sufficient. What comes next is the relational practice. Research on how avoidant adults move toward earned security consistently identifies 2 parallel tracks. The first is internal, developing the capacity to observe deactivating strategies as they happen rather than being carried along by them. Catching the fault finding and asking, is this real or is this the defense? Noticing the pull to withdraw and staying present, even briefly, even just a little longer than feels comfortable. The second track is relational. And this is where the partner, or the therapist, or the friend, plays a role that the research describes as the most powerful single factor in avoidant attachment healing. The most effective relational environment for healing avoidant attachment is a consistent, available presence that does not punish the avoidant's need for space. Not someone who chases. Not someone who escalates when the avoidant deactivates. Not someone who withdraws in retaliation to teach a lesson. But someone who remains available, who is there when the avoidant returns from the retreat, without attaching a cost to the retreat itself. This is the relational condition that provides what the nervous system never got: proximity that does not end in the predicted way. The prediction is that closeness will demand something unsustainable. The corrective experience is closeness that costs nothing. Space that does not mean abandonment. Return that is always possible. Over time, and the research is honest that this is a long process measured in months and years, not weeks, the prediction changes. Not because the avoidant decided to be different, because the nervous system received enough evidence that the old learning was wrong. Here is what we want to say at the end of this series. The defended heart is not a closed heart. Every video in this series has been working toward that reframe. The deactivating strategies are not character flaws. They are the exact adaptations a person makes when their earliest experience teaches them that connection is unreliable. They are survival intelligence. And survival intelligence can be updated. The research on earned security is genuinely hopeful. Not because healing is easy or fast. It is not. But because the nervous system that learned to close is the same nervous system capable of learning something different. The same plasticity that built the defense can dismantle it. Under the right conditions, with enough time, with someone who keeps showing up without making the return costly, the avoidant person can begin to want closeness again. Not as a decision, as an experience.
We have built a free attachment style quiz at magneticchemistry.com that gives you a personalized breakdown of where you fall on the attachment spectrum and exactly how your pattern shows up in relationships. Takes about 3 minutes, completely free. The link is in the description. Take it after this video. If you have watched this entire series, whether you were trying to understand yourself or understand someone you love, thank you. Understanding the mechanism is the beginning of something. What you do with it is yours. The Avoidant Attachment series ends here, but the next series is already built, and it goes somewhere different. We are moving into secure attachment, not as a destination, but as a practice. What it actually looks like to build the kind of relationship where both people can be fully present. We will see you there.